So, opening up my heart of receptivity, I'm letting you all in for this beautiful first Sunday in December. Good morning, beautiful people. I am Reverend Vicki Jeter, your minister for Louisville Center for Spiritual Living Teaching Chapter. And I thank you, everyone, for being with us to usher in December today. On this December 1st, 2024, we welcome all paths to God. We welcome your challenges and your questions. All pieces and paths of spirit and areas of life and parts of ourselves are essential to a world that works for all. So whether you're here with us for the first time, which we absolutely do have first-time visitors this morning, welcome, welcome. Or if you are watching us on YouTube later, thank you for being with us because you are why we are here. Now, Louisville Center for Spiritual Living Teaching Chapter has a most awesome, dedicated practitioner team. You have all heard them, if you've been here before, individually, and had the opportunity for them to offer you affirmative prayer. Today, for the first time, the three of them are coming together as our special speakers on the topic of the three primary spiritual practices of the science of mind teaching: meditation, visioning, and treatment. So I invite you all to have pen and paper. You might want to write down some questions. This is a special opportunity for you to get their perspectives on living the science of mind and to get to know them better. Our sharing time that comes immediately after the close of service will be dedicated to your questions for their presentation, because we're not going to have the opportunity for that during service because it would just go wild. So we will have plenty of time for discussion immediately coming into sharing time. And now, in addition, this morning, putting into the space everything that we want to take into prayer, you may recall that November was Native American Heritage Month. And the 29th of November is actually the designated American Heritage Day. And one of our speakers has Native American heritage. So because she's speaking today and they're working together as a team and the whole collective thing culturally, we're going to have a little bit of a highlight there as well. And now I want to offer, for the importance of the month of December, we're coming into winter solstice time, and that marks the symbolic death and rebirth of the sun. It marks the symbolic, everything closes down and gets into that space of sleep and rest and preparing for renewal. And so it's a time for our families to gather together, such as we are, to just highlight that reminiscence a little bit and keep it in consciousness, the very essential importance of celebrating winter and celebrating that rest for the whole planet, of course, our side of the planet. And so I have a quote that I found: in the journeys of transition, when endings are done well, beginnings are much more peaceful. Change is actually a beautiful acronym. Change is a chance to have a new God experience. And that was coined by a Dominican nun from the San Jose mission. Her name is Rebecca Shyness. So taking all of this into our opening prayer, check in and see what brought you to be with us today. And as each of us finds that intention and attention to each of your personal connections to spirit, we come together collectively, recognizing the one divine, the one love, the one law that translates through all people and all paths. And as the all is one and the one is all, that I am in alignment, mind, heart, and soul, for this day, this time, for these named purposes, and opening doors and windows to the intentions that are in the room. The Spirit knows all, that there is this giving and receiving, and most especially that through our special speakers this morning, Katrina Dorow, Tammie Ellis, and Tammy Evans, that there are new opportunities fulfilled through these new voices on this journey that we call living the science of mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for all of this and more. I release it, I let it be, and so it is. And this brings us into our opening song, A Beautiful Day by Miss India Ari. Oh, okay, I goofed. Hold on. Look at the screen. The speakers are going to shoot me. Opening song today is Love, Serve, and Remember by Gerda Duen. And I did that, you guys, because I was working 2 weeks in a row, and that's just my mistake. So it's all good. Go ahead.
Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? Love, to serve and remember. Love, to serve and remember. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, to serve and remember. 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 Love, to serve and remember. To love, to serve and remember.
And this rolls us right into loving, serving, and remembering our mission and vision. The mission of Louisville Center for Spiritual Living Teaching Chapter is to teach personal transformation as a virtual community, living the principles of science of mind, and celebrating all paths to God, which brings us to our vision of a world that honors and respects all people. And of course, any religion, any spiritual path is only as valuable as actually supports our lives. So we have an application of what we believe each week. And this week, the application of what we believe is religious science is a religion of joy, free from fear. It is a religion of faith, justified by results. And that's a quote by our founder, Ernest Holmes, Dr. Ernest Holmes, from Living the Science of Mind, page 74. Now, this brings us to our sacred reading and meditation, which is actually also being handled by our practitioners. And we're going to start with reading with Tammie Evans, followed by meditation with Katrina.
Good morning. A reading from Seminar Lectures, The Science of Prayer. The perception of wholeness is the consciousness of healing. In practice, then, when we have to create a big feeling of wholeness, and one who has the greatest feeling of wholeness and the greatest subjective embodiment of this wholeness will speak from the greatest degree of wholeness. When it comes to the actual use of technique, he knows that there is no such thing as an individual spirit, an individual mind, or an individual body. There is only one. The premise is simple, and let us keep it that way. The law of mind reacts because it is its nature to do so. We can't change it. However, if we have enough bigness and enough receptivity, if we have enough joy, enough love, enough laughter, enough song, enough dance in our life, if we have that which is beyond tolerance and clarity to downright understand so that we can say with a true complete knowing, I behold in you the image of the divine, then the dead shall rise. Now I pass my word to Katrina for today's meditation.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you for beautiful reading, and thank you, Doug, for recommending the song this morning, Love, Serve, and Remember. Both beautifully lead us into our morning guided meditation. And our guided meditation this morning is by Ernest Holmes. Ernest Holmes wrote the book, The Science of Mind, in 1926 and revisited the book in 1938. The book is based on specific universal principles. The philosophy focuses on practical application and a down-to-earth way of understanding the full nature of the universe and our relationship to it. Our morning meditation is a guided meditation by Ernest Holmes, and I'm going to have Vernon play that for us.
Happiness comes from quiet contentment, an inner sense of certainty which cannot be shaken. The mind must reach a place where it no longer remembers the past with anxiety or looks into the future with uncertainty. If you believe in divine goodness, the loving kindness and givingness of God, if you believe in your own soul, then no matter what confronts you, you can be happy. The genius of Jesus lay in his knowledge of spiritual laws. He dared to believe in the invisible source of his being and to trust it. He was not frightened by the storm nor by the fears of others. He could say peace to both. Peace must exist at the center of everything, or the universe itself would be a chaos. You already believe this. Now you are going to act upon it. You are not only going to believe in it, you are going to act as though it were true, because it is true. There is peace at the center of your being, a peace that can be felt throughout the day and in the cool of the evening, when you have turned from your labor and the first star shines in the soft light of the sky. It broods over the earth quietly, tenderly, as a mother watches over her child. Say to yourself, in this peace that holds me so gently, I find strength and protection. It is the peace of God in which I feel the love of a holy presence. I am so conscious of this love, this protection, that all sense of fear slips away from me as mist fades in the morning light. I see good in everything, God personified in all people, light manifest in every event. The Spirit unites everything with itself, vitalizing all with the energy of its own being, creating everything to its own divine imagination, surrounding everything with peace and quiet and calm. I am one with this deep, abiding peace. There is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to be uncertain about. God is right where I am. I am at peace with myself. I am at peace with everyone around me. I am at peace with the world in which I live. I am at home with the divine Spirit in which I am forever immersed.
Thank you so much. So, in the book, How to Speak Religious Science by Dennett Merritt Jones, Doctorate of Divinity, he defines meditation. What is meditation and how do we use it? Meditation is simply quieting the conscious mind to facilitate a fuller experience of God's presence. Meditation is not for the purpose of praying or receiving answers. It is after we meditate, the higher self may be revealed in the form of guided or desired answers. There are many forms of meditation, and one is not better than another. Meditation will help instill a deep sense of inner peace and relaxation for which benefits us spiritually, mentally, and physically. So for me, meditation is a pause and connection to the here and now. It's a time when all past, present, and future thoughts are on hold. It is a pause or a rest. All aspects of myself become one with Source in the present moment. Meditation is a sacred practice that allows mental thought, emotional feelings, and all systems in the body to rest in oneness and restore to wholeness. There are many different types of meditation, and as you heard in the reading, not one type is better than another type. So centering is an opening container that supports individuals in becoming present in a moment where a group is coming together to practice sacred gathering or before a sacred service. On the other hand, benediction is the closing container to support individuals in becoming present in the moment when a group is ending their sacred time together. So in a group setting, guided imagery is one of my favorite ways to bring myself and a group into an introspective or expansive consciousness. Today's meditation was a recording by our founder, Ernest Holmes. It focused on the inner peace and created a visual imagery around a mother and her child. This is an example of a guided meditation when Ernest directs our thoughts into deeper consciousness. It also has a contemplative component where Ernest had us contemplate on peace within and peace in our environment. Guided meditation is helpful for refocusing the mind to give the body and emotions a way to rest in the present moment. Contemplative meditation, which is also one that you've experienced in a guided format often has affirmation, ideas, or characteristics of source. So you may have that in poems, readings, affirmations, or even sacred texts that create an expanded thinking with the body, the mind, and emotions coming into alignment with spirituality, creating a grounded, present moment feeling. Silent meditation is another type of meditation. That silent meditation is a peaceful and restful experience of feeling grounded in the oneness and wholeness of the present moment. I have attended silent meditation retreats, and the silence actually slows down the mind, body, and emotions into this place of stillness, creating this restorative feeling of wholeness. Meditation with music or sound baths is a practice of pausing and coming into the present moment. Who has experienced a sound bath? Raise your hand. The sound of the music creates that alignment with the mind, the body, and the spirit in such a beautiful way. So, walking meditation. My personal favorite is actually a walking meditation through a labyrinth where you can walk into a deeper state of consciousness. I love the labyrinth experience. Every twist and turn, going into that deeper knowing, that deeper sense of peace. There's a movement into that conscious place. Another type of meditation is chanting. Chanting meditation is engaging the mind on a focused statement that we chant or repeat over and over. The experience creates a rhythm in the body that allows all cells to come into alignment and to pause into that place of peace. Breath work is a type of meditation where the breath creates that grounded experience and allows people to become present and aware of what's going on in their bodies. Some people call this form of meditation conscious breath work, and some experience that in yoga. Experiential or kinesthetic meditations like yoga or even Tai Chi or other forms of conscious movement. Some people believe that that can even extend as far as dance, where you're expressing your body into a place of meditative movement, and your body becomes one with the meditation. Mala beads or rotisserie. I must have had too much turkey for Thanksgiving. Excuse me, rosary beads. Mala beads or rosary beads are often used to create the meditative experience. When I was teaching self-regulation and mindfulness, I enjoyed tapping meditation, where we start with tapping on specific parts of the body to bring our awareness to an even greater state of consciousness. One tool that I've done with kids and people to introduce meditation is where we actually use our hand. And we start with the starting point. and we breathe in and we hold and breathe out and hold. And this allows for a kinesthetic experience that brings us into a place of wholeness. This pause allows us to open our individual experience to the present moment. So I'd like to go ahead and have us practice. So if all you can put your hands up and start with one finger right on the base of our palm here. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in and hold the breath. And you bring it down, releasing our breath. And you can go as fast or slow as you want, breathing in and pause. And breathing out and pause. Breathing in and pause. Breathing out and pause. Breathing in life force energy. Breathing out anything that's no longer serving us. Breathing in life force energy. Breathing out anything that is no longer serving us. Breathing in life force energy. Breathing out anything that is no longer serving us. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And taking our last breath in and out. So with all these different types of meditation, pick one that serves you. Pick one that brings you into the present moment, grounded in yourself, and create it as a spiritual daily practice. I now will turn this over to Tammy.
Wow, thank you, Katrina. And thank you. I didn't know about the type of meditation called rotisserie meditation. I consider laughter as part of the meditation because that just has such a great effect in our bodies, right? To feel that. So thank you for all those beautiful ideas. It reminded me to practice more of those different ways. I am delighted today to talk about visioning. I have gone to many visionings over the years. I'm happy to say before I first went to the first one, I was just a big question. What is this about? Never experienced that. And so I'm delighted just to talk a little bit about it. If you've gone to one, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't gone to one, I really invite you to come and try it out. Visioning, gosh, I've gone to visioning with Reverend Vicky a lot, other ministers and practitioners, and at times Michael Beckwith has a visioning recording that is just beautiful. You know how beautiful his voice is as well. Each of visioning has been its own amazing experience for me, and I've heard from others. It's just each time it's a very unique experience. Visioning is one of my favorite ways to sense a more clear and deeper connection with spirit and to receive clarity, with our own intentions and questions, about our lives. It can help calm our mind in order to be more receptive to a deeper listening, more clarity for God's vision for our lives. It can be an invitation to change the channel. Now I get the remote at home, right, to do the TV. I don't have to get up like the old TVs, right, and go click the TV. So maybe with the remote, we can just change the channel from that monkey mind. Their mind just kind of gets busy at times, changing that channel over just to calm and listening. It's a collaborative effort with those who attend. It can be done with a group or just one-on-one. The facilitator leads a meditative process in which our connection with spirit is acknowledged. It's kind of like step one of our treatment. And we're assisted with getting out of our own way, letting go of that monkey mind. The facilitator recognizes unconditional love as the field that holds that vision. And so we're invited to bring to mind, when do we feel that, in our lives? One of my beautiful examples is just holding my husband's hand, leaning down and hugging my little dog, petting her soft little fur. Some of those ways, looking out at the trees. I know Joan has her beautiful grandmother tree out there. However that is for us, we just bring that to our mind and get into that sense of unconditional love. And that's just a beautiful experience right there. It's a really beautiful foundation for visioning. Anyway, that really helps us to experience Spirit's direction and guidance. And then you can see the questions on the screen there. These are some of the questions that are asked, or these are the questions that are asked during the visioning meditative experience. What is the highest vision or best idea for me in this situation or for myself? What does the vision look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What must I release to manifest this vision? What must I accept to manifest this vision? And what must I become in order to manifest this vision? And the last beautiful question is there anything more for me to be aware of in consciousness about this now? So as those questions are asked, it's kind of a process of being in a meditative kind of state, as well as you're invited to, during or after, write what you experienced. Each person experiences visioning in our own unique way. It's a great time to practice non-judgment of what we experience. Some people experience things through their physical senses, through certain emotions, a simple knowing, or sensing something through our intuition. You may see something visual, hear messages, or in your own different way. There's no wrong or right way to experience it. It's simply allowing what is your way. And throughout the process of the contemplative questions, I found that when I write it down during or after, it helps so I can go back to it. And then it's interesting to watch how that unfolds in my life, the guidance or direction that I received. It's possible whatever you experience may just not make sense. Sometimes I'll see something or hear something, I'm like, I don't get it. And so I just call for clarity on it. And again, it's just curious. I might wake up one morning and go, oh, okay, that's what that means. Or talking to somebody or, different ways, it becomes clear to me what that message is. And other times it's really clear. I'm like, oh, okay. Or it's like a remembering of something that I need in my life. Visioning is really just another way to build our spiritual muscle, to know ourselves as a vessel of spirit. And that's a quote from Reverend Vicky. I really like that one. And just a couple examples of how I've experienced visioning. One time I was just having fear about a certain situation in my life. And during a visioning, when the question was asked, what must be released? I just felt, like mentally, like cognitively, I know I need to let go of fear. But in the process of the visioning, it's like my heart, my soul just aligns with spirit, and I can just receive it, perhaps in an easier way. And I just heard and felt, simply just be willing to let go, just hand over the fear to spirit. And it was just a real felt sense of that. It's hard to explain in words, that feeling. And over the days I found with that situation, I felt more peace. I felt more trust. and just really felt a circle. I could see and feel the circle around me of you guys, family, my spirit, and I could just lean into that circle. And so that really helped me through that time of something we were going through. And another one I experienced was actually some of us did some visioning with Reverend Vicky as she was going through her process of becoming a minister. And one of them, one of the questions what what I experienced was just flowers everywhere. They were just everywhere. There was all color of flowers and just flowers that were just abundantly everywhere. And that was just one of the beautiful, visions about her process of becoming a minister. So I was really joyful to be a part of that. And so as a result of that, you see on most services, pretty much every service, Reverend Vicky's got flowers for us to enjoy, right there with her as she facilitates our services. So that was a really, really fun one. Well, that is my wrap up for visioning. You're definitely invited to come again, or if you haven't experienced, Reverend Vicky leads a visioning every first Saturday of the month. So come join us. And I pass now back to Tammy.
Good morning. And before we go into the spiritual mind treatment of the talk, I would like to take the time to honor the Native American Heritage Day. And I recognize the land I live on in Columbus and also the land in Louisville as Hopewell, Kaskaskia, and Miami, and also included in Louisville, the Osage, Shawnee, and Adena. I've included in the chat a way to where you can find the native land that you are living on and honor that. Now, please join us for a special music, Great Spirit by Naco Bear.
Great Spirit, I have had it. Bring me back to the nomadic way of weaving through the damage. Mindful, stay mindful. Great Spirit, for my sisters, let me be a flowing river. Flood the banks, the rocks that bind her. Carry, I'll carry. Great Spirit, oh, great Spirit. Great Spirit, for my brothers, let me be a mountain under which he climbs to discover his process. Now that's progress. Great Spirit, all that hinders, tie reminders to my fingers. I must speak with you more often. Great Spirit, oh, great Spirit. Great Spirit, for my relations, give them strength to face racism in every single situation. Easy now, go on, speak loud. Great Spirit, take me instead. Guide me down the road of red Tenkashala. I am saying, praying, great Spirit, great Spirit. Tenkashala, Tenkashala. Tenkashala, Tenkashala. Great Spirit system collapse. Nothing but the earth will last, and I'll be singing sweetly into the darkness. Now hark this, Great Spirit on my tongue, be still, be still. The time will come when everyone will sing, all life is sacred. While I'm waiting, Great Spirit, my fist is up, bringing the power to the people, your reflection of us. Some of your people can't hear it, the cries of the earth. Some of your people can't feel it, the way that it hurts, and it hurts. Great Spirit, and it moves, Great Spirit, interconnected in the wreckage of a paradigm on its way out, its way out. Speaking of spiritual, lyrical testimonies, spirit of resist, weaving around false prophecies, spirit directed and selective with the message I bring. While the ship slowly sinks, I've been directed to sing. I'm like a wrecking ball, breaking down the walls of the past. A minimalist, living on bliss with the last of my cash. You're gonna be justified with how you treated the land. You're gonna be by my side when I stand in the mountain to change. Tenkashala, 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 Tenkashala. Great Spirit, Great Spirit, Great Spirit, Tenkashala. Great Spirit, Tenkashala.
I'm just remembered, I just love that song, just that centering and that mindfulness to remind ourselves of the land and where we are in this world. So just connecting on with that to the spiritual mind treatment, part of our spiritual practices. It's a spiritual practice that is used as a tool for revealing and reestablishing wholeness. When we can bring ourselves back to a state of wholeness, every physical and mental ailment can be transformed. Our treatments are prayers that are affirmative and scientific. Affirmative prayer is recognizing that God is all there is. Scientific prayer is based on the knowledge that the creative process unfolds from the mind or a seed through the law or the soul or the soil into form or body. As Jesus said, it is done unto you as you believe. Your faith and conviction are required for the prayer to be effective. Treatment is consciously clearing away the grime of false beliefs from a condition to reveal the truth that was always there. It is being still and knowing that God is here, letting the presence be so clearly felt that I can realize and declare the spiritual truth of any situation. Is allowing God's power to flow through me into manifestation of the truth without hindrance from false beliefs. Treatment is understanding that mind and essence and mind and form are one and the same. Hence, there is no difference in essence between my thought and what it becomes. It is realizing that the words I speak in treatment are only channels for the flow of spirit, which is tapped by the consciousness back of my words. Realizing that since a human being is a substance of life, there's a perfect spiritual idea within every individual, no matter what they are experiencing. And this truth can be realized and declared. Allowing myself to realize and declare the spiritual truth about myself and the condition being treated. It's important when you come up with the purpose of your treatment, you first state the condition you would like to change. This could be about relationships, work, health, or prosperity. For example, in a relationship, the condition could be, I want to be in a relationship. I'll never find happiness. Or around work, I need a job yesterday. The bills are piling up and there's no money coming in. Then state the change condition you would like to experience. Be sure to include words like I am, I know, and I let. As in, I am in a healthy, happy relationship. My partner meets all of my needs. Or I know my new job pays the bills and there's money left to spare. You can ask for anything imaginable. God has everything. Spirit in you can do everything your ego can't. So there are 5 steps to a spiritual mind treatment. Simplified, they are recognition, God is all there is. Unification, I am one with God. Realization, I accept and embody my good. Thanksgiving, I give thanks. And release, I let go and let God. And you can also see these steps on the slide that Vernon has put up, the recognition, the spirit is only one source of all that is, unification, that if one spirit is all, then I am one with it. Realization that my word is the word of spirit and manifests in my experience. Thanksgiving that this good and greater good flows into my life now, and I release into the universal law, allowing it to be, and so it is. So the first 2 stages of recognition and unification are almost like a meditation, kind of tying in that meditation and visioning, and are the most essential parts of the treatment. It allows you to remove the condition about which you are treating and realize the spiritual truth of it. Once you've recognized that God is all there is and that you are one with all that is, the rest is just icing on the cake. So here's some examples of how science mind treatment has manifested in my life. There was a time when I was at the dentist, and there was they were kind of looking at something was going on underneath a crown or something, and they were kind of mentioning like some further treatment, some more intense treatment, and I'm kind of like, I think it's Tammie Steppenfield that she has the fear of the dentist, where I was just like, oh no, I can't, and I was just into my to getting into science of mind. And all I could think of at the time was right where I am, God is. Right where, and so I just kept saying that to myself, right where I am, God is. Right where I am, God is. Right where I am. And so then, I mean, not even a minute later, they come back and they say, oh, we were looking at that. We think it's okay. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this works. All I have to do is just say it. And then there was another time where my husband and I, there's a small lake about 45 minutes from our house. And we had taken the time and gone there a couple times and spend the weekend, and we just really loved this area and really wanted to see if we could find like some kind of a lake house out there to spend our weekends. And so at one point in time, we had the opportunity to buy our lake house, and we bought it. And it was after that I found in some spiritual mind treatments that I had written, and I forgot about a whole spiritual mind treatment that I had written manifesting this lake house, and just had sent that thought out there and that idea out there. And I was just like so excited to like find this treatment that I had written previously. Of like, oh, here it is, the manifestation. We got our lake house. So really, if you change your thinking, if you put the thought out there, these things will happen. These things will, you will manifest this reality in your life. So I remember when I was in a class, I think it was The Power of Your Word, that they had asked us to set an intention. Think of something in your mind's eye, some sort of object, a person, a type of animal, a specific car, flower, whatever. And set that intention of bringing that object or person or animal into your awareness and pay close attention as we go into the next week and see if you can manifest it for yourself. And I remember at the time I chose a sunflower and just was open. And you have to really be creative with being open to where this manifests in your life. Because I recall the manifestation of the sunflower in my life was that I had walked into a Hobby Lobby and was walking through and looking for something, and I saw this picture of a sunflower. And I was like, there it is. So just be aware, set your intention, and allow it to show up in your life the way it will. So taking all that, all the visioning and the meditation and the spiritual mind treatment, and taking that into prayer. So just take a deep breath and settle into that place where we know there is only one spirit, one essence, one spiritual truth. Spirit is love, grace, forgiveness, vital health, abundance. This truth is behind the veil, beneath the surface, and everywhere all at once. I am one with this spiritual truth. I am love. I am grace. I am forgiveness. I am vital health. I am abundance. What is true for spirit is true for me and everyone listening to my voice. I accept the knowledge of these spiritual practices today and always, and I allow it to expand my awareness of who I am, who we are. Knowing that when I sit in the silence and I meditate, the capital T truth flows to me, and I listen for the whisper in the silence, for the truth of who I am. I accept the knowledge of visioning, seeing, and accepting my biggest vision, remembering what I need to become, realizing what needs to be released, and embracing that needs to be embraced. I accept a daily practice of spiritual mind treatment, discovering the hidden false beliefs that are holding me back and letting them go. Realizing my wholeness and knowing that my thoughts become my reality. I change my thinking and I change my life. I realize and accept the truth of who I am. Together, we become one. So grateful for the abundance of knowledge that I'm reminded of today, for the seeds that have been planted into the soil and manifest as our reality. I graciously accept all the good that is rushing towards me, staying open at the top to all that I can be and more. I release it into the law that always says yes, knowing that the new thought, that new belief, that new vision, that silent whisper creates a new reality here and now. I release it, I let it be, and so it is. Okay, so now we go into the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all the ways that you support LCSL. You can find the ways to give in the chat, along with our snail mail address, LCSL, P.O. Box 43958, Louisville, Kentucky 40253. Now, please join me in affirming the following affirmation. As abundant as the stars in heavens, so shall our prosperity be.
I think we need a little moment of spontaneity. Let's give our speakers a round of applause for prosperity coming in and the gifts that have been given. Oh my goodness. And on that energy, do I know that the words of all these beautiful ladies, and especially grounded in such a beautiful affirmative prayer, oh my goodness, the wave just comes through this little basket as our multiplier and goes back out, and this gift that has been spoken prospers our entire communities, our families, and the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for all of this and more.
And so now is the time for our announcements. This Tuesday, December 3rd, is Giving Tuesday. Take part in the generous movement of transforming communities in the world. And don't forget to remember about us. We're part of that community. And the men's group is this Thursday, December 5th at 6:30 on this Zoom. And our first Saturday visioning is this week. The telebridge of the number is 712-775-8983, access code 809778. And that is December 7th at 10 a.m. Planned on about 45 minutes. And then next Sunday, December 8th, our guest speaker, our own personal spiritual superhero, Dr. Raymond Anderson, is talking about Hearts Ablaze. And don't miss that. He's just such a wonderful speaker. So I always love hearing him talk. And then our Wednesday spiritual connection will not be this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, December 11th, from 7 to 8:30 Eastern on the Zoom. Oh, and I did forget to say that the mental equivalence class will be presenting their presentations. So that's Joan Durbin, Kelly Riska, and Pam Sweeney that day. So please hear, the December movie night is to be determined. Mark your calendars for Friday. The movie's to be determined. Mark your calendars for Friday, December 13th at 7 on this Zoom for our holiday movie night. So please stay for benediction and join it. Please stay after the benediction and join in for our sharing time. And please remember, please remember and never forget, in the eye of the universe, you are magnificent. And now join us for our closing song, Everyday Grateful by Kit Holmes.
And I just want to take a moment with this song. First of all, oh my God, that was such a beautiful delivery. And Tammy Evans just rolled from one position to the next. She's also our practitioner of the week, is how she got to do all of those parts. You guys did a beautiful job. And this closing song, I just wanted to take a moment to say, Kit Holmes is a fellow graduate through ministerial school. She graduated before I did, but I asked her if I could share just a bit about this. When you hear this song, you can see the gratitude coming through her. And the reason why is just about the time she was graduating from ministerial school, about a year before I did, she was going through stage 4 cancer. And it is a walking, talking miracle that this woman is where she is doing what she is today. She's a phenomenal musician, phenomenal songwriter, and that has always been the truth. But when you take in this song, you have to know that every single word she is singing from her soul. It's a miracle that she is where she is today. And go ahead, Vernon.
Waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. And I've got to say, it's so good to be grateful every day. Came up this morning and I could see it. Oh, that sweet sunshine. My heart still has a beat and I'm still breathing. So far, so good. Everything's turning out right every day. Waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. I've got to say, it's so good to be grateful every day. When I recognize the things I take for granted, see the magic in the mundane. I know that's where the greatest gifts are planted. So I say thank you again and again every day. Every day I'm waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night I'm taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. I gotta say it's so good to be grateful every day. I got the stars, I got the moon, I got love and I got you every day. So grateful, yeah. Grateful every day.
And so we take that pausing breath and slide into our benediction of service. I invite you to say with me if you choose. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, Our presence automatically liberates others. By Miss Marianne Williamson. Amen.